Alright, so if you've got a Lexus GX460 or a Toyota 4Runner and you've broken a lug nut stud or a wheel stud, this is what it's going to look like once you take it out. Today I'm going to tell you what you want to know, which is yes, you can get in a new wheel stud in your rear GX460 or Toyota 4Runner without removing any part of the brake shoe or parking brake mechanism, whatever you want to call it. You don't have to mess with the brakes. So I'm going to show you that in a second, but you know, that's what you want to know. Do I have to remove any brakes before I can get this thing into the hub again and press this in? I'll show you that in a moment. But yes, you can squeeze this in. It's a tight fit, but it can be done. And you don't have to remove any part of the brakes. But anyway, this is the broken wheel stud. It was broken on our rear, as you can see, and it broke off pretty clean, and that's what it looks like. Broken off, it's just sheared, and the other part of the stud is right here. So this is what was caught up in the hub. If we back out here, we can see that I wanted to save the lug nut in the end, so I welded just some bolt I had laying around and spun it out. So this was basically inside of this. And of course it was deep down in there, so that's what it looked like, minus obviously the bolt that I welded on. So when you shear off a lug nut, that's what it's going to look like. If you want to save this lug nut, just give it a, again, spot weld with whatever you got, and then you can save your lug nut. The reason why I want to save these lug nuts is they're Toyota OEM or Lexus OEM, whatever. And these are $10 when it's all said and done. So these are not Mickey Mouse lug nuts. So why does this happen? Who knows? Probably over torque, whether it was me or the dealer or when I got the BFG KO2s put on. They might have over-torqued them. Point is, it happens. Maybe this mag seat has something to do with it because it doesn't have a cone. Like different, the cone acorn style that has the bevel, the taper. And the taper kind of stops things. It wedges things up before you can over-tighten them too much. I don't know. That's just speculation. Anyway, let's get to how you get access for your new lug here. Okay, this is what your rear hub assembly is going to look like on your Lexus GX460 or your Toyota 4Runner. In the rear here, you can see right where the mouse is, that's where the broken wheel stud is. This is what mine looked like. Looked exactly like this. So of course getting it out is easy, just hammer it out. And again, if you can't tell, this video is not going to tell you how to take off a brake shoe or take off the caliper. You already know how to do that. The only tip I can give you is just remember to take your e-brake off so these shoes are retracted before you pull out your parking brake drum / disc assembly. And these are 17 millimeters on the rear caliper, just two 17 millimeters, and hang it with some sort of wire. Don't overthink it. Coat hanger, bungee, shoestring, whatever you got laying around it. Again, hammer out the old stud, just whack it with a hammer, and it will fall down here in the middle in between the two brake shoes. So you have space down here in between, and that's exactly where you're going to go in with your new bolt. So this is extremely tight in here. It seems like it's impossible to get a full-size stud like this into this with all these emergency brake shoe components in the way, but believe it or not, you can. Just go up, down here, through the bottom, and go the head side, the mushroom head or the big side first,
squeak it up in between the opening in your two brake shoes, then move the whole thing kind of diagonally backwards or inboard towards where the engine is, and then angle it to the hole that you're going to aim for your new wheel stud. Now remember to jack the rear of the vehicle up on the differential to get both wheels off the ground. The point is get both wheels off the ground so you can rotate this hub assembly to give yourself room to move wherever your missing wheel stud is, so you can move this hole around and get it to where you want it. But bottom line, go through the bottom, wiggle around, move it toward inboard, move the hub around, and then use your pinkies, screwdriver, coat hanger, wire, whatever you got to do, and you're just going to kind of fish it in the hole. And believe it or not, with enough messing around, it will fish in, and you'll be able to go ahead and press the new wheel stud in. But you don't need to remove any brake components at all. It will fit.
All right, so going to go over this again. Trust me when I say this crude drawing is the best, or this crude illustration is the best example, because you can't see anything on the actual car. So here's the bottom of your brake shoes. This is your opening. Go in with the head, the big head side first. Go through the opening. This is your star adjuster here. Go up and over your star adjuster like that. Then start rotating it inward or inboard like this towards the center area. And that'll give you the room to mess around with the angle and then bring it back through the hole this way. All right, when you're putting on your new wheel stud, consider a lug nut, or I should say wheel stud installation tool. Looks like this. It has a bearing, and this basically acts as a spacer. Now, you could use a couple washers. That'll work too. But this tool will also work equally as good because it has this bearing here. Actually works better because it has a bearing. And so it'll give you the space you need like that to pull everything through. And then put your lug nut on this way. Okay. Obviously, this will look different on the car, but there's less binding action as you start to tighten this down, and it pulls the stud through because of the bearing on the back. Okay, so that spins the silver spark's a bearing face. So it spins around, less friction, that's the bottom line. If you decide that you are going to use washers, it works just fine. And they're just going to, the washers are going to add some resistance. As you tighten them down, you can see they're kind of marred from usage. So that's, they just add friction. So this works fine. This works slightly better. Both work.
talking that talk.